in the white with black trim. Tom Mearns, a regular here in the yellow. And immediately getting straight to it. Mearns known for his incredible toughness and tenacity. Happy to mix it up with absolutely anyone. And he will take your best shots and keep coming forward.
Nice. Right hand from Mearns and straight inside of the half butterfly guard here from Gilbert. And I mean, you look at Gilbert's record and you see just a huge number of submission victories, immediately looking to go into a rubber guard position, and that tells you someone who is very happy to be attacking off of his back there. Nice step over that full guard position, and you can see Tom here trying to get his right leg, and he's trying to step over the shin and slowly start the pass. Just gives you an idea of what he's looking for. I think he's looking to try and really dominate this, pushing into the half guard position. He's going to try and lock his legs here, I think, to take away, to get some internal pressure on those hips and take away Gilbert's ability to try and regain a more effective guard position. But good flexibility and that exposed leg position, and Tom pops straight into side control. You can see Gilbert trying to get his back to the fence, and you can see Tom for a second there actually sort of redirecting him and moving his hips around to stop that from happening, and now gets him flattened out underneath side control. Not the best position to be on top of side control because...
Keep your toes out that cage. Put your feet flat. Put your feet flat. Put your feet flat. Walk, but don't calm with the toes. Let's go.
And Mark Goddard taking that...
Put your foot back. Put your arm back where it was. Go.
Mark Goddard taking the position away from Bailey Gilbert there that he got by walking up the cage with his toes in the fence.
I mean, Gilbert has to watch out for a second there. It looked like Tom was going to go for a Kimura on that far side, and he's trying to get to his feet now. I think Tom's going to look possibly to take the back. But if I know Tom, I think he'd be very happy to stay in this turtle position and try and strike from here. He's looking to tie up that far arm, and there you go. Beautiful position to strike from. Take away half of your opponent's upper body resources to defend with, and take away their ability to turn in one direction. When you control that arm on the far side, they can't turn in, and another takedown from Tom, and he's just relentless so far, first half of this round. Back into the half guard, and now starting to drop some forearms.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic start by Tom Mearns. Nice elbows from within the guard there.
You do worry if it ends up going more than a couple of rounds where the Tom can maintain this intensity. But so far, very, very dominant.
I mean, we've seen Tom in some wars over the years that have gone very, very deep, and there's no reverse gear in this guy, even when he's in the trenches. And you've got to say fair play to Bailey Gilbert for taking this fight to Cage Warriors debut, just 23 years of age. They're not queuing up to fight Tom Mearns as a first opponent on Cage Warriors.
Yeah, Mearns is the opposite of a debut. He is a super experience in this organization.
And you know, we see it so often, and you know, for example, the most recent series of The Ultimate Fighter, the veterans kind of cleaning house on the younger guys, because they've been there, they've been in these situations, they've been in these fights for 5, 8, 10, 12 years.
Yeah. And another easy pass to side control for Tom. And I mean, side control is such an interesting position in MMA because it's not a great position. You either want to, if you want to strike, you prefer to be in a half guard where creating space in the upper body isn't going to lead to your opponent having too much space in the lower body, or you want to take the mount. And Tom did go for the mount there, but it was a little bit sloppy, and he finds himself back inside of half guard. He's not going to be too disgruntled about that, but I would have loved to see a clean pass to mount and some damage that he could have done from there. And you can see tying up that upper body, trying to put some pressure. He's trying to get that that left leg nice and straight, and then try and use that right ankle and right foot to try and push off the half guard position. So I really think Tom's starting to look for the mount position, and I don't think he's necessarily going to get it in the 30 seconds left in this first round, but I think that if we see a similar style and the success that we're seeing so far from Mearns, I think we're going to see this possibly in the second round as well, possibly trying to take that mount a bit more. A guillotine attempt from Tom as Gilbert tries to get back up and back to the feet with just 10 seconds left.
Oh, Mearns looking for a big finish to this round.
Stop.
And what a first 5 minutes.
Yeah. You've got to think that must be from one of the elbows from underneath.
Yeah, could well be. Interesting cornering there from Danny Batten. He's saying that Bailey Gilbert's not doing the right things here, and he's open for that takedown whenever Tom wants it. Gilbert got a good few inches on Tom Mearns. Is he going to want to keep him on the outside, though? As you said, Dan, you look down Gilbert's record, and there's a lot of submissions there.
Yeah, but we really have not seen anything in that first round. A lot of time spent on the ground, and we haven't seen anything that would suggest he would get something up on Tom. Tom just looks so dominant. I mean, I can't remember the last round of MMA I watched with so many guard passes, the side control. Not much done with them, but just the fact that he was allowing it so much and wasn't trying to use that pass to set, you know, he wasn't trying to use the opportunity to escape at all.
Oh, nice left hand there from Mearns. Caught Gilbert off balance there.
And he catches the leg, and very, very similar takedown to what we saw at the beginning of that first round. And I have a feeling we're going to see a similar style from Tom on top here in this second round here. Possibly more passes the side control. If he's going to pass the side control, I would love to see him try and take the mount position. I'd love to see what he can do from the mount position. Inside the close guard here, and not seeing too much activity from Gilbert off of his back. You know, I was expecting, you look at the record, you see it, the submissions, I would expect more angle turns. I know you can see whenever Gilbert tries to turn, he's trying to do a little bit here, but Tom is recorrecting. You can see those little turns of the hip to just recorrect that asymmetry inside of the guard position to stop Gilbert from really being able to dominate these angles off of his back at all. And another easy pass over into half guard, and strong upper body control with this over-under. And I think we're going to see another possible back step. The legs are quite open here. I think we're going to see another guard pass. A nice recover from Gilbert back to butterfly guard here, but you know, we're not seeing him do too much. He's trying to get back to close guard here. He's able to get one leg out, he gets the second leg out. A nice ground and pound from Mearns.
And you just get the feeling that Mearns is of the mindset at the moment that he can just do this all day.
Yeah, and why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He's proven that he can so far. We're just over halfway through this fight. Back into a half guard position, frames with the right arm from Gilbert. Expect to see Tom tie up this upper body again, take his left arm and go for an over-under. He loves putting this pressure on his opponent and trying to use that space or that pressure to open up space to pass into side. We haven't really seen him attempt it so far, but perhaps a little bit more activity from the guard from Gilbert.
Gilbert still trying to fire those elbows off his back. He's done some damage with them, but nothing on the level of Mearns' output. Again in the second round.
Trying to tie up a guillotine from underneath here, but a very difficult position to lock a guillotine up from. I mean, he's got the position here, but I mean, I'd be shocked if it's a deep position. I'd love to see Tom try and strip that grip, and the fact that he's not makes me think that it's not particularly strong here, and perhaps Tom's quite happy to sit inside of it and let Gilbert waste a little bit of energy. We saw some of these in our first fight of the evening with Andy Sanchez. 3 or 4 deep guillotines where he's putting loads of effort into it and nothing was coming out of it. When you set up a guillotine, when you're already flat on your back, it's impossible for you to get high enough with the shoulder in order to get a good enough position with it. So, I mean, interesting to see Tom there literally go, cool, spend 30 seconds gassing your arms out. I'm happy for you to do that. I'm not going anywhere. And we continue to see Tom dominate this top control. 20 seconds left in the round. I think we're going to see this continue. And then I mean, I think the similar thing's going to happen in the third, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to change a winning formula for Tom Mearns here.
I mean, I would love to see Tom turn the heat up a little bit more in this final round, but we'll have to see. You know, why? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it's certainly not broke for Tom Mearns.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Referee Mark Goddard getting our third round underway. 2 fights already gone the distance. Are we going to see a third here, or will Mearns or Gilbert be able to get the finish? Tom Mearns' corner don't think that Gilbert will. They're saying he's got nothing left for you. And it's Gilbert's corner now telling him to put the pace on Tom Mearns.
I mean, you have to, don't you? You're 2 rounds down, 100% you're 2 rounds down, and I mean, you need to get a finish here. We haven't really seen anything from Gilbert that would suggest he'd be dangerous underneath Mearns. We haven't seen him on top. The question is, can he get a takedown? Can he put Mearns on his back? I think up the pressure and try and go for a knockout is one of the best tactics that Gilbert could do, because he's not winning this fight by decision. That's guaranteed.
I mean, knocking Tom Mearns out isn't necessarily the easiest thing in the world either. I think the only person I remember doing it in cage war at least was Steve Amable, and Steve hit him so hard he broke his own arm. So it shows you the chin that Tom Mearns has got on him. You talk about great veteran featherweights here in Cage Warriors. Steve Amable right at the top of that list. Always an incredible watch. Oh, there's a nice right hand there. Mearns firing back, but Bailey Gilbert in the ascendancy here, and he catches him with a huge right, but he takes one back.
I mean, Gilbert absolutely having more success in this third and final round than he has throughout the entire fight combined. And I think we're going to see Tom shoot a takedown at some point here.
He's taking the shots here. He needs to get this back on the ground.
Tom just taking control of this fight back a little bit as it starts to get away from him, with Gilbert landing by far his best strikes of the fight.
Well, this is where we talk about that veteran savvy. He's not going to panic in there. He's not going to be drawn into a wild firefight. He's just going to shut his man down, recompose himself, and get back on the attack.
Body lock position here for a second from Tom. If he wanted to get a body lock takedown, he had the opportunity. Now in an over-under, he's trying to play with these legs here. We saw a similar takedown successful from Tom in the first round, and he takes that leg out. But Gilbert doing a good job. We might see a guillotine attempt here, front headlock position in Turtle. I don't think we are. We're going to see back take. Standing back clinch here, softening up with some knees. He's going to try and drag him to the ground, I imagine. He's going to maybe try and kick with his right leg, try and kick that left leg out. Instead, he goes back to a front clinch position.
Gilbert showing that he is still dangerous in this third and final round, but he needs to find a way out from underneath Tom Mearns here on the cage.
Tom continuing to keep the pressure. His corner, Danny Batten, saying, do not let go. Stay on him. And I think that is the best strategy here. Keep the pressure on, suffocate your man, whether it's on the ground or whether it's standing. We're going to see another guillotine attempt here, a better position than the first round, than that second round guillotine we saw. But again, I mean, no activity from the left hand. You've got to expect if there's any pressure on the neck at all, Tom's going to be using both hands to try and strip that grip, and it doesn't look like it's on. The hand, it's so difficult to connect your hands in the guillotine with those big MMA gloves on. And I think Tom's quite happy to sit here, to wait for those arms to become tired, and then he's just got the rest of the fight to continue his ground and pound. Gilbert sitting there, I feel like he knows it's not on, but he's trying, because this is probably the only attempt that he's going to have in this fight, and you can already see the head start to pop out there. You can see the position, you see how far back Gilbert is. If he wants to get pressure, if he wants to stop that head from popping out, he doesn't want to be leaning backwards, he wants to be further forward. And you can see there's almost zero pressure on the neck here. I mean, and there the hand is almost completely gone here. The guillotine is all but released, and the head's about to pop out, and there it goes. 30 seconds left, and it's going to be all Tom Mearns striking from inside of this close guard to take this decision.
Yeah, Danny back there just saying chip away a little bit. I mean, this is going to be Bailey Gilbert's round.
Yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah.
Those shots at the start,
Yep.
he was certainly dominating those striking exchanges, and we've not seen a whole lot of damage from Mearns on the ground. So this is possibly Gilbert's round. Rounds 1 and 2
doesn't matter
really
yeah,
for
exactly.
Tom Mearns, so it's a wash in that sense. But perhaps a bit of a moral victory in the sense for Bailey Gilbert, taking on a huge test on his debut, getting to the end of the fight, putting some good work in.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Our judges score this contest 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 in favour of your winner by way of unanimous decision in the red corner, Tom Mearns!